Okay, good morning. Today is another day. We are thanking God for the new day. Today I'm going to teach about time, distance, and the speed. Time, distance, and the speed. And I'm going to start with the time. We normally say that time is money. So be very keen wherever you are so that you know how to work out problems involving money, involving time. So now we are going to start with the time. This is one of the areas which is highly tested in exams in primary level. Now, to begin with, a day has only 24 hours. A day has only 24 hours. That means now, our day is only 12 hours. My candidates, wherever you are, you must understand that a day starts immediately after midnight. After midnight, a new day starts. And our day is now 12 hours. So if a day starts at midnight, that means half of that day will be at noon. Then again, from noon again to midnight again is another hour day, which is 12 hours. That is one thing that you must understand. A day starts immediately after midnight. Now, before I begin my lesson, we have 2 hour clock systems. We have the 12-hour clock system and we have the 24-hour clock system. 12-hour clock system, we have both AM and the PM. Let us start with the 12-hour clock system. 12-hour clock system. I've just said a day starts immediately after midnight. Assume now is midnight. When is midnight now? Our time will be like this one now. This one is neither AM nor PM. This is now at midnight. This time now is midnight. Understand, because this is the basic things for you to understand when we are working out time. Now, our day is 12 hours now. After 12 hours now, we will be now at noon. This is noon again. Remember, 12 midnight sharp and 12 noon sharp is neither AM nor PM. Here now, from here to here now, this is what we call AM. Now, from noon again to midnight again, this one is midnight again, is another 12 hours. This is AM, this one is PM. So class, you must understand that immediately after noon, PM starts. 12:01, we start with PM till midnight. Then 12:01 again, up to 12 noon again, we start our AM. Very important for you to understand. I've noted we have with a lot of concern, many of our learners in the class, they have a problem with the time. So wherever you are, listen to my lesson very carefully, and I'm sure you are not going to mess up again with the time. Number one, a very simple question on time. Our class president left for school at 7:30 a.m. He left home for school at 7:35 a.m. That is now our class president left home at 7:35 a.m. That is in the morning. He took only 35 minutes to walk to school. He took only 35 minutes to walk to school. So, what time did he reach the school? A very simple question, which is tricky to some of you when you are working out in class. So, this class president left his home at 7:30 a.m. and he only took 35 minutes to reach home. So what time did he reach home? So we have 7:35 a.m. plus 35 minutes. In class, you must understand that this is not the normal addition that we normally do in a class. This is time. And when you are working out problem with the time, you must understand that 1 hour is equivalent to 60 minutes. So, for example, in our case here now, we have 35 plus 35 is 70. We don't write 70 here when you are working out time. Now, when you get 70, because 1 hour is 60 minutes, that means now 70 minutes is equivalent to 1 hour and only 10 minutes. I repeat again, 70 minutes is 1 hour, which is 60 and 10 minutes. So in our case here now, because this is the part with minutes, here we write 10 minutes, then you add 1 hour here, you get 8:10 a.m. That means now Mr. President reached at school at 8:10 a.m. Another example for you to understand much about time is this. Yes, Alima slept at 22:00 hours. Alima slept at 22:00 hours. That is now in 24-hour clock system. He slept at, this is Alima. Assume you are Alima now, and you slept at 22:00 hours. Class, 22:00 hours in our normal 12-hour clock system is 10 p.m. at night. Where is 10 p.m. coming from? Please be keen and see where the 10 p.m. is coming from. To convert 24-hour clock system to 12-hour clock system, you take away 12 hours. So here, if Alima slept at 22:00, in our normal time, he slept at 10:00 p.m. Now, you are told, if Alima woke up at 6 a.m. in the morning, how many hours was she asleep? If Alima woke up at 6 a.m. in the morning, he slept, then he woke up again the next morning. He woke up the next morning at 6:00 a.m. So, how long was Alima asleep? Remember, this is another day and this is another day. And the very simple mathematics, you can assume now, because one day has only 24 hours and he slept at 22 hours, that means the previous day, Alima slept for only 2 hours. Where is 2 hours coming from? Now, you say 24 hours, because a day has 24 hours, minus 22 hours. That means now, Alima slept 2 hours the previous day. Then the next day again, he woke up at 6 a.m. That means he slept again for 6 hours. So how long was Alima asleep? That means Alima was asleep for only 8 hours. I repeat again. Alima slept at 22:00 hours and woke up at 6 a.m. Mathematically, he slept only 2 hours the previous day. Remember, a day has only 24 hours. So we have 2 hours remaining. Then you add the 6 hours for the following day. Then that means that Alima was only asleep for only 8 hours. For only 8 hours. Another example, a sports meeting started at 10:15 a.m. in the morning. A sports meeting started at 10:15 a.m. 10:15 a.m. in the morning. This is a sports meeting which started at 10:15 a.m. in the morning. And then the question is like this. If the meeting took 6.5 hours, at what time did it end? The meeting started at 10:15 a.m. and you are told the meeting took 6.5 hours. It took, this is duration now. It took 6.5 hours. 6.5 hour class is the same as 6 hours and 30 minutes. I repeat again. The meeting took 6.5 hours. In our normal time now, half an hour is 30 minutes. So if the meeting started at 10:15, you have to add 6 hours and 30 minutes. Now, when we add together, we are going to get the time that the meeting ended. In our time now, we have here 5, we have 4, then we have here 16. 16:45 hours. Change this one to PM. The other will be PM because 16 is already more than 12. Remember I said after 12 noon, we start PM. So already now this is now PM. So to get time in 12-hour clock system, you just take away 12, then you get now 4:45 PM in the afternoon. That's the time that the meeting ended. We have another important issue on time, which is now very common in class 8 exams, gaining and losing. We have gaining and losing. Gaining and losing. Yeah. My pupils, wherever you are, we have some watches which gain seconds, others they lose seconds as time continues. For example, a very good example is this. A watch gains 5 seconds every hour. In fact, you set your time. At the time you wake up in the morning, you find that your watch is either ahead or is just late. So you must understand what kind of what is the problem with this kind of watches. So a watch here is gaining 5 seconds every hour. Imagine a watch gain, now we are in gaining, it only gains 5 seconds every 1 hour. For every 1 hour, this watch is gaining only 5 seconds. If it's set right on Monday at 11:45 p.m., assume now it was set right on Monday at 11:45 p.m. On Monday, 11:45 p.m. What time will it show the following Monday now? The next Monday, the following week, at the same time. Let me repeat again. This watch is gaining 5 seconds every hour. If it was set on Monday at 11:45 p.m., what time will it show the following Monday at 11:45 p.m.? Wherever you are, you must understand now. If the watch is gaining 5 seconds every hour, how many hours are there from Monday the same time to the next Monday the same time? That means Monday to the next Monday, that is 7 days. That's completely 1 week. And in our normal time, I started by saying that 1 day is 24 hours. 1 day is 24 hours. So now, in our case here now, we have Monday to Monday is 1 week, and 1 week is 7 days. And 1 day is 24 hours. So how many hours are there in 7 days? You get 168 hours. So in our case here now, our watch is gaining 5 seconds every hour. So what about after 168 hours? How many seconds will it gain? In our case here now, you just cross multiply. You say 168 multiplied by 5 over 1. Now here we have 168 times 5, 0, 4, 8, 40. So this watch is going to gain 840 seconds ahead of the normal time. So now, you can now convert seconds to minutes. In class, I remind you again, 1 hour is 60 minutes. And again, 60 seconds is equivalent to a minute. So to change seconds to minutes, again, you divide by 60, which is 0, 0. Class 84 divided by 6, you get 14 minutes. So this watch will be ahead by 14 minutes. By 14 minutes. So in our case now here, when the right time will be Monday 11:45 11:45 p.m. This watch now will have now gained 14 minutes more. So here you add 14 minutes, you get 11:59 p.m. That's how you work out a problem where a watch is gaining seconds every hour. So when the right time will be Monday 11:45 p.m., this watch now will have gained 14 minutes more. So the time will be now 11:59 p.m. Another example now for losing. I think that one is very clear now. Another problem of watches which are losing. Remember that a watch may gain and may also lose seconds. So now let us go now to losing now. Listen to this example. A watch now loses 5 seconds every hour. This watch is losing now. It's not gaining now. Let us have a difference between gaining and losing. Gaining is adding more and more, and losing is now subtracting more and more. So this watch now, again, you are told, is losing 5 seconds for every 1 hour. For every 1 hour, it is losing 5 seconds. If it is set right on Sunday at 12:48 p.m., it was set right on Sunday 12:48 p.m. on Sunday 12:48 p.m. What time will it show the following Sunday at 12:48 p.m.? What time will it show the following Sunday at 12:48 p.m.? Just as I've said before, Sunday to the next or to the following Sunday is equivalent to 1 week. And the 1 week is equivalent to 7 days. And the 1 day is 24 hours. So in our case here now, we have 1 week 7 days and the 1 day is 24 hours. So 24 hours, you multiply it by 7, you get 168 hours. That means 1 week is equivalent to 168 hours. In our case here now, our watch is losing 5 seconds every 1 hour. What about after 168 hours? How many seconds will have lost? Just like the other example that I've given. 168, when you multiply by 5, you get 840 seconds. Then you change seconds to minutes, you divide by 60. You get 14 minutes. So in our case now here now, when the right time will be Sunday 12:48 p.m. Now this watch now will have lost 14 minutes because it's losing 5 seconds every hour. So for 1 week, this watch will have lost only 14 minutes. So now, when the right time will be 12:48 p.m., this time will be 12:34 p.m. That's how we work out problems associated with losing and gaining seconds. Assignment number 1. Assignment number 1. A watch is losing 2 seconds every hour. A watch is losing 2 seconds every hour. So now, if it was set right at 12 noon, on Monday, assume it now, this one is now gaining. It is gaining now 2 seconds every hour. Assume it was set right at 12 noon on Monday. So, what time will it show the next Monday at 12 noon? What time will it show the next Monday at 12 noon? That's question number 1. Question number 2, a watch is gaining, is now losing 10 seconds every hour. This now is losing now. It's losing 10 seconds every hour. Assume now the watch was set right at 1:00 p.m. on a Saturday. On a Saturday, so what time will it show the following Saturday at 1:00 p.m. the following Saturday? Now this one is losing, this one is gaining. That is your assignment. Make sure you do that assignment when you are at home. So now, let me go now to another subtopic, which is now speed. So let me go now to speed. I believe we have all understood about time. So speed. Speed. Speed, as you have done it before and you have solved problem of speed, speed is distance divided by time. The distance divided by the time taken, you get speed. And the class, you must understand that speed is either in kilometers per hour or meters per second. There's nothing like centimeters per second where I saw some of you writing. There is no millimeters per second, there is no centimeters per hour, no. Speed is either in two forms. It is either in kilometers per hour or in meters per second. Only in two forms, all over. Even as you travel going home over the holidays, you see these signboards on the road. Maybe from Nairobi to Mombasa, the distance is always in kilometers. And when you look at the speedometer of the bus or the car or the matatu that you will be traveling now, you will see now the speedometer indicating either kilometers per hour or meters per second. And in most cases, it's kilometers per hour. And class, when you are calculating speed now, kilometers must be divided by hours. If the distance is kilometers, get me right? If the distance is kilometers, then the time must be in hours. Get that clear. And another way now, if the distance in meters, the time must be in seconds. So I don't want to see some of you dividing kilometers and minutes. I will not allow that in my class. Meters should be divided by seconds. If it's kilometers, should be divided by hours. That's how we get speed. For example now, a very good example now is this. A very good example is this now. Mr. Kioko's car was traveling for 2 hours at a distance of this is time, at a distance of 100 kilometers. I traveled for 100 kilometers for only 2 hours. When you look at my distance is in kilometers and the time is in hours. So to get speed now, speed is the distance divided by the time taken. Speed is the distance divided by time. Speed equals distance divided by time. So in our case here now, my distance is 100 kilometers and my time is 2 hours. So to get speed, I just say 100 divided by 2, which is equivalent to 50 kilometers per hour. That's how you get speed, distance over time taken. You must make sure that if the distance is kilometers, the time must be in hours. Another example now, the distance from here to my home is 1,000 meters. Let the distance from here to my home be 1,000 meters. If when I'm walking, I take only 20 seconds. Only 20 seconds. This is the distance. And the time taken is 20 seconds. So to get my speed now, you can see now the distance is in meters and the time is in seconds. So in my case here now, speed is distance over time taken. And because these are meters and the seconds, there is no issue now. I can divide. 0 will go with 0. Then by 2, 1. By 2 again, I'm going to get 50. So in my case here now, my speed is 50 meters per second. And be very careful when you are working out and when you are doing the exam. But because you will find choice, one of the choices are 50 kilometers per hour, another choice is 50 meters per second. So you must be very careful when you are working out. Very fast, let us go now how to convert kilometers per hour to meters per second and vice versa. Kilometers per hour to meters per second. Conversion. Let me go to conversion. Conversion. Kilometers per hour to meters per second. Class, the examiners whom we are having nowadays, they are very tricky. You'll get the answer in kilometers per hour, but the question the examiner demands that you write your answer in meters per second. That's why I want to clarify this issue of converting kilometers per hour to meters per second. Before I give you the formula, you must understand how many kilometers are there, how many meters are there in 1 kilometer. In our case here now, remember 1,000 meters is the same as 1 kilometer. And again, remember that 3,600, this one is the same as 1 kilometer. And again, 1 hour is the same as 3,600 seconds. You must understand that. I repeat again, 1,000 meters is equivalent to 1 kilometer. And again, 3,600 seconds is equivalent to 1 hour. To simplify your work, when you simplify these two, by 2 should be 5, by 2 should be 18. So now, in my case here now, I want to rest this issue once and for all. Class, to convert kilometers per hour to meters per second shortly and once and for all, only multiply times 5 over 18. To convert kilometers per hour to meters per second, and you write it somewhere, wherever you are, write it somewhere. To convert kilometers per hour to meters per second, you just multiply times 5 over 18. That's how you convert kilometers per hour to meters per second. Let me give some examples. Convert the following now to meters per second. We have a small exercise here now. Convert now to meters per second. Convert to meters per second. I've just said to convert kilometers per hour to meters per second, simply you multiply times 5 over 18. In my case here now, let me start with 36 kilometers per hour. Here you are given 36 kilometers per hour. I've just said to convert, and very simple work. Very simple. Just understand the major points if you want to do well in your exams. To convert kilometers per hour to meters per second, just know you just multiply times 5 over 18. So in my case here, I multiply here times 5 over 18, then I simplify. By 18 goes 1, and by 18 here goes 2 times. In my case here now, 2 times 5 is 10 meters per second. That's how we convert kilometers per hour to meters per second. Another example, example B now, we have 72 kilometers per hour. Converting 72 kilometers per hour to meters per second. Again, multiply times 5 over 18. By 18 it goes 1 time, by 18 here is 4 times. 4 times 5 class is only 20 meters per second. Another example on the same. Convert 180 kilometers per hour to meters per second. Converting 180 kilometers per hour, converting C 180 kilometers per hour to meters per second. Again, multiply by 5 over 18. By 18 goes 1 time, by 18 here we go 10 times. 10 times 5, then our answer will be 50 meters per second. That's how you convert kilometers per hour to meters per second. Exercise on the same. Convert into kilometers per hour. Convert into meters per second. This is your assignment. Get your pen wherever you are and work out these problems. A. Question A. Convert 9 kilometers per hour to meters per second. B, convert 108 kilometers per hour to meters per second. And the last one now, convert 75 kilometers per hour to meters per second. That is your assignment for you to work out wherever you are. Convert A, B, C to kilometers per hour. Let us go to the other issue now, converting now meters per second to kilometers per hour. Converting now meters per second to kilometers per hour. Converting meters per second to kilometers per hour. Okay, now just to repeat what we have done. If kilometers per hour to meters per second, you multiply by 5/18. That means now the vice versa, now the opposite now. To convert meters per second to kilometers per hour, you just reciprocal 5/18, you get 18/5. Just very simple work. Very simple work. To convert meters per second to kilometers per hour, therefore now you multiply by 18/5. Examples now. Convert the following to kilometers per hour. Convert the following to kilometers per hour. A, 5 meters per second. Convert 5 meters per second to kilometers per hour. 5 meters per second, be very keen now and understand wherever you are. If there is a problem, then look my working out so that you will have no other problems in the future. So now 5 meters per second, you just multiply times 18/5 to convert to kilometers per hour, which means you simplify where possible. By 5 goes 1 time, by 5 goes 1. So in our case here now, 1 multiplied by 18 is only 18 kilometers per hour. That's how again we convert meters per second to kilometers per hour. Question B. Convert 75 meters per second. B, we have 75 meters per second. Convert 75 meters per second again to kilometers per hour. As I've said before, to convert meters per second, just multiply again times 18/5. 18/5. And you simplify where possible. By 5 goes 1 time. By 5 here will go only 15 times. So in our class, we have now 15 multiplied by 18. Now you multiply 15 by 18. 8 times 5 is 14. So you write 0, carry 4. 8 times 1 is 8 plus 4, you get 12. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 1 is 1. You get now 270. In our case here now, our speed in kilometers per hour is only 270 kilometers per hour. And I've said when you are tested by the examiners, be very careful. They can give you choice A as 270 kilometers per hour and choice C or B or D as 270 meters per second. So you must be very careful, my dear students. Another example on the same. Another example on the same is this. Convert 35 meters per second. That is now part C. Convert 35 meters per second to kilometer per hour. Here now we have number C, 35 meters per second to kilometers per hour. The way I've said before, just multiply by 18/5. So you multiply here by 18/5. In this case now, by 5 will go once, by 5 will go 7 times. So now we have 18 multiplied by 7. 18 multiplied by 7, which is 8 times 7, which is 56. We have 6 carry 5. Then here we have 126. In our case here now, our answer is 126 kilometers per hour. Class, that's how you convert meters per second to kilometers per hour. 2 kilometers per hour. Let me give another example in a statement. An athlete finished 100 meters race in 10 seconds. This one is an athlete, people who are running. He finished a race of 100 meters. 100 meters, that's the distance of the race. In time, in only 10 seconds. That's the 100 meters that we see people running in 10 seconds. This is the question now. What is the speed in meters per second? A, get the speed in meters per second. Then B, get the speed in kilometers per hour. This is now in statement form. And athlete finished the race of 100 meters in 10 seconds. Question A, what's the speed of the athlete in meters per second? As I said before, speed is the distance divided by time. In our case here now, speed is the same as distance divided by time. In our case here now, the distance is 100 meters and the time is 10 seconds. As I said before I started my lesson, they must correlate. If the distance is in meters, the time must be in seconds. In our case now here, we have meters and seconds. When you simplify now, 0 by 0, so the speed in meters per second will be only 10 meters per second. Now, question B, the examiner wants the answer in kilometers per hour. Just the same way we have done here. To convert meters per second to kilometers per hour, you multiply times 18 over 5. So in my case here now, I will get the 10 meters per second. Then I multiply by 18 over 5. To convert meters per second to kilometers per hour. Here by 5 will go once, by 5 will go only 2 times. 2 times 18, you get 36 kilometers per hour. So be very careful. Always understand the key words of the examiner. Be very keen and always understand the key word of the examiners, which is very much important. Wherever you are, I want to give one question now as part of your assignment on what we have done today. And this was tested in the year 2012, question number 18. Question number 18, this is your assignment. You do it wherever you are, and also show you are working. A baby woke up at 5:30 a.m. We have a baby, a baby woke up at 5:30 a.m. That's very early in the morning. After sleeping for 7 hours, after sleeping for 7 hours and 40 minutes. After sleeping for 7 hours and 40 minutes. What time did the baby sleep? What time did the baby sleep? That is question 1, part of your assignment. A baby woke up at 5:30 a.m. after sleeping for 7 hours, 40 minutes. What time did the baby sleep? Question number 2, as I wind up. Question number 2, as I wind up. This one was tested in the year 2012. This again was tested in the year 2003. My mom slept at 23:15 hours. This is your mom now. Assume it's your mom. My mom slept at 23:15 hours. That's the time that your mom went to sleep on Sunday and woke up. This was on Sunday. And she woke up, then 6 hours later. 6 hours later. Then the question is like this now. On what day and what time did he wake up? On what day and at what time? Time did she wake up? Did she wake up? These are KCP questions which have been tested previously. So that is part of your assignment. Do your assignment and make sure you revise as we go on. Thank you so much. See you again tomorrow. Thank you.